Welcome to Spelling Bee Ninja, where we empower students to think critically and explore the world around them. If you're passionate about developing your skills and understanding complex topics, be sure to subscribe for free, educational content designed to help you excel. Let's dive into today's lesson on recognizing bias in the information we encounter every day. Bias is a tendency or inclination that can shape our understanding and decision making. It can originate from our personal beliefs, cultural backgrounds, or even the way information is presented. Recognizing bias is essential, as it affects our judgments and can distort our grasp of reality. For instance, if we exclusively consume news from a single political viewpoint, our understanding of current events lacks depth and alternative perspectives. The term bias has intriguing roots. It originally referred to the game of lawn bowling, where balls are weighted to curve in a certain direction. This metaphor extends well to how our judgments can also skew based on underlying perceptions. The philosopher Francis Bacon highlighted idols of the mind, cognitive distortions that can cloud our reasoning, showing us that bias isn't a modern issue but a long-standing challenge in human thought. Recognizing bias in ourselves and others forms the bedrock of critical thinking. If we don't question our assumptions, we run the risk of acting on inaccuracies and misconceptions. Understanding bias arms us with the ability to make informed choices. Moving on to the various forms of bias, one prominent example is confirmation bias. This is the tendency to seek out information that aligns with our pre-existing views while dismissing evidence that contradicts them. We often see this in debates, where individuals will selectively quote the data or opinions that support their position. Similarly, selection bias occurs when information is gathered in a manner that doesn't accurately represent the full picture. An example of this can be found within media reports. If a news outlet focuses solely on sensational incidents while ignoring positive developments, it creates a warped public perception of reality. Media bias is another crucial area for us to explore. It happens when news is slanted to favor a particular agenda or viewpoint. The language used in headlines, the framing of stories, and the sources who are quoted can all reflect this bias. Walter Lippmann was an early thinker on this topic, arguing that media can create pseudo-environments that shape how we perceive the world. In fact, research shows that people who only engage with news from limited sources tend to have more biased beliefs than those who explore a variety of viewpoints. This highlights the importance of consuming diverse information and being aware of language's power in shaping opinion. Furthermore, we must confront implicit bias. These are hidden prejudices that influence our decisions without our conscious awareness. Implicit biases operate subtly under the surface, often conflicting with our openly held values, and can affect our interactions with others. The implicit association test developed at Harvard University reveals much about these biases. For example, it has shown that many people, without realizing it, hold biases related to race, gender, or age, which can manifest in critical situations like hiring or medical treatment. A significant challenge here is that these biases often remain undetected unless we consciously seek to recognize and counteract them. Moving to a more public sphere, we must address political bias, which is when information is presented in a way that favors a specific political stance. This often includes selective emphasis on issues and biased language framing. In the digital era, many individuals find themselves entrenched in echo chambers, consuming only information that reinforces their beliefs. It's vital for critical thinkers to be aware of their political biases and actively engage with balanced information sources. This proactive approach can prevent the entrapment of biased viewpoints from solidifying into unjustified beliefs. In advertising, a different type of bias is at play. Advertisers are skilled at presenting products in ways that manipulate perception, often using emotional appeals and selective facts. The Federal Trade Commission monitors advertising practices to prevent deception, showing how deeply bias can influence consumer behavior. We see this pervasive effect in tactics such as the bandwagon approach, where ads suggest that everyone is buying a product, implying you should too. Understanding these strategies helps consumers see beyond persuasive messaging and develop skepticism towards advertisements. Statistics also come with their own biases. Statistical bias occurs when data presentation distorts the truth. This can derive from flawed data collection methods, biased questioning, or even the portrayal of data in misleading formats. The saying "there are three kinds of lies" lies, damned lies, and statistics captures the essence of how numbers can be manipulated. For instance, cherry-picking data to support a specific narrative can lead to a skewed understanding of a situation. Astute critical thinkers question how data is collected and presented, looking for transparency and clarity. The rise of social media brings us to another layer of bias, the algorithmic filter. Social media platforms often curate content based on user engagement, leading to tailor-made feeds that enforce existing beliefs. Eli Pariser coined the term filter bubble to describe how algorithms effectively shield users from opposing viewpoints. Research reveals that these algorithms can significantly narrow exposure to diverse opinions, which ultimately reinforces biases. It's important for users to actively seek content that challenges their beliefs, ensuring a well-rounded understanding of issues at hand. Now that we understand various types of bias, we must address strategies to recognize and reduce their influence. Becoming aware of bias is the first step, but active strategies play a critical role in mitigating its effects. These include seeking out diverse perspectives, questioning your assumptions, and verifying claims through multiple sources. The Socratic method, which involves asking questions to uncover deeper truths, is a powerful tool in this pursuit. Practicing metacognition, thinking about our own thinking, can significantly reduce bias. Engaging with opposing viewpoints and considering alternative interpretations offer a pathway toward clearer judgment. To master the recognition of bias is to embrace humility, acknowledging that we all harbor biases. The goal isn't to eliminate them entirely, an impossible task, but to allow these biases to take a back seat in our decision-making process. Critical thinkers cultivate habits of checking their assumptions and remaining skeptical of claims that aim to persuade or manipulate. This discipline not only enhances the reliability of our judgments but also prepares us to navigate a world filled with conflicting claims and persuasive messagings. Through continuous practice and a willingness to adapt our perspectives, we can sharpen our critical thinking skills and make well-informed decisions that reflect a deeper understanding of the world. To wrap up, recognizing bias is essential for honing our critical thinking skills. By understanding the different forms of bias, from confirmation and selection bias to implicit and media biases, we can approach information more thoughtfully. Statistics can mislead, and algorithms can narrow our perspectives. Therefore, we should actively seek diverse viewpoints, question our own beliefs, and apply strategies that help us mitigate these biases. Ultimately, being aware of biases not only improves our judgments but also empowers us to engage better with the world around us. Through this recognition, we become more reliable decision makers and contribute to a more informed society. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey into the world of biases. Remember, developing critical thinking skills is a continuous process, and by questioning our assumptions and engaging with diverse perspectives, we can become more fair and accurate thinkers. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe to Spelling Bee Ninja for more engaging educational content. Keep exploring, stay curious, and until next time, challenge the information you encounter and empower your thinking.